On a freezing winter morning, Mary Smith discovers Teddy, an elderly dog abandoned and left to die in the snow by his owner, Jeff. Barely clinging to life, Teddy is rushed to Dr. Eris's veterinary clinic with help from neighbor Charles. What follows is a slow, tender journey of healing as Teddy learns to trust again, and Mary learns the true meaning of choosing compassion. This is the story of one woman who refused to walk past suffering, and the dog who taught her that sometimes saving a life starts with a single choice. I almost kept walking, almost. Then, that dark shape in the snow moved, and I realized I was staring at a life someone had thrown away. Some mornings change everything. For Mary Smith, it was a bitter winter day when she spotted something dark against the snow near an abandoned house. What she found wasn't trash or debris. It was Teddy, a dog left tied outside to freeze to death by an owner who no longer wanted him. This is the true story of cruelty, compassion, and the quiet power of refusing to look away. It's about second chances, the kindness of strangers, and a dog who survived because one person decided he mattered. If you've ever believed that one act of love can change a life, this story will stay with you. Teddy's life was saved because one person chose kindness over indifference. If this story moved you, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss stories of hope, rescue, and the incredible bond we share with animals. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you ever helped an animal in need? What would you have done if you found Teddy that morning? Your voice matters here. And together, we can remind the world that compassion is always worth it. My name is Mary Smith. That morning, winter felt cruel. Not just cold, but mean. The kind that bites through your coat and settles in your bones. Snow covered everything like a thick blanket nobody asked for. The road was quiet. No cars, no birds singing. Just that heavy silence winter brings when it wants you to know who's in charge. I was walking past Jeff's old place when I saw something near the fence. A dark shape pressed into the snow. At first I thought it was trash. Maybe an old bag someone tossed. I almost kept walking. Almost. My feet were already past it when something made me stop. The shape moved. Just a little. So small I could have imagined it. But I didn't imagine it. My chest tightened. That feeling you get when you know something's wrong, but you're not ready to see it yet. I turned back, took a few steps closer. The snow crunched under my boots, loud and all that quiet. That's when I saw the eyes. It was a dog, curled up so tight it looked painful, like he was trying to disappear into himself. Snow stuck to his fur in clumps, frozen solid. He'd been out here all night, maybe longer. His eyes lifted when he saw me. That's what got me. No bark, no whimper, no tail wag. Just those tired eyes looking up at me like he'd already accepted what was coming. I dropped to my knees without thinking. The cold bit through my jeans immediately. My knees went numb fast, but I didn't care. I reached out slow and touched his side. I pulled my hand back. He wasn't just cold. He was freezing. The kind of cold that doesn't belong in something alive. His body felt hard under my palm, like the cold had gotten all the way inside him. My throat went tight. I looked around. Nobody. Just me and him and all that snow. I leaned in closer and whispered, "Hey, I got you." I didn't know if that was true yet. Didn't know if I could save him or if I was already too late. But I said it anyway. Because sometimes that's all you can do. I found out later his name was Teddy. Some people called him Ted. But right there in the snow, he didn't have a name to me. He was just a life hanging on by a thread. I unwrapped my scarf from my neck. My fingers were shaking. I don't know if it was from the cold or something else. I draped it over him as gently as I could, tucking it around his body. He didn't fight me. That's what broke me. Dogs fight when they still have hope, when they still believe things can get better. They squirm or pull away, or at least lift their head. Teddy just lay there. He let me wrap him up like he'd already decided it didn't matter anymore, like he'd given up. I slid my arms under him and lifted. He barely weighed anything. I expected more, expected to feel the weight of a full-grown dog. But he felt too light, hollow almost, like something important was missing from inside him. I held him against my chest and started moving. I didn't have a plan yet, didn't know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't leave him there. Not like that. People around here talk. Small towns are like that. I already knew the story before I even had to ask. Jeff used to own Teddy. Everyone knew Jeff. Rough guy. Loud. The kind who yelled at kids for walking too close to his yard. Short-tempered doesn't even cover it. Teddy had been his dog for years. But when Teddy got old and slow, when his legs didn't work like they used to, and he couldn't run anymore, Jeff stopped caring. Just like that. Like Teddy was a toy he got bored of. Instead of doing the right thing, instead of taking him to a vet or finding him a home, or even just being decent, Jeff tied Teddy outside, left him there. And then he walked away. Moved out, didn't look back. He let the snow handle it. Some people call that neglect. They use soft words like that to make it sound less ugly than it is. But I call it cruelty. Plain and simple. You don't leave a living thing to freeze to death because it got inconvenient. You don't do that to something that trusted you. But Jeff did. And now I was holding what was left. I was halfway down the road when I heard footsteps crunching through the snow behind me. Fast! Charles came running from across the street. No jacket on, just a flannel shirt. His face was all panic. "Mary, what happened?" He was breathing hard. I looked down at Teddy in my arms. "I think he's dying." Charles didn't ask anything else, didn't stand there wondering what to do or whether he should get involved. He just moved, pulled his keys from his pocket, and jogged to his truck parked at the curb. He yanked the door open, cranked the heat up full blast, and came back to help me. Together, we laid Teddy across the passenger seat as gently as we could. The warm air from the vents hit us immediately. No questions, no judgment. No, "Are you sure?" or "What are you going to do with him?" Just help. Pure and simple. Charles looked at me. "Where to?" "Dr. Eris," I said. He nodded and we both climbed in. That mattered more than he knows, more than I even told him, because in that moment, I wasn't alone anymore. And neither was Teddy. We rushed to Dr. Eris's clinic. It was early. The lights were still off inside. But when Dr. Eris saw us pull up, saw me carrying Teddy through the glass door, he didn't hesitate. He opened the door fast and waved us in. "Put him here," he said, clearing off the exam table with one sweep of his arm. Charles helped me lift Teddy up. Dr. Eris got to work right away. He checked Teddy's paws, his ears, opened his mouth, and looked inside. His hands moved quick, but careful. He didn't say much, just worked. Then he stopped, looked at me. His face was serious, but not hopeless. "He's bad," Dr. Eris said. "But he's not gone." Something in my chest loosened just a little. I sat down on the floor right there while they worked. Didn't go to the waiting room. Couldn't. I stayed close and talked to Teddy the whole time. Told him my name. Told him he wasn't alone anymore. Told him Winter didn't get to decide how his story ended. I don't know if he heard me, but I needed to say it anyway, for him, and maybe for me too. Teddy came home with me that night. Dr. Aris said he needed warmth, rest, and someone to watch him close. So I wrapped him in every blanket I had. Turned the heater on full, even though my electric bill was already too high. Didn't care. I made a spot for him on the living room floor. Soft, warm, safe. And then I lay down right next to him. I didn't go to my bed. Couldn't. I stayed there on the hard floor with my head on a couch pillow, watching him in the dim light from the hallway. Every breath he took felt like a small victory. His chest would rise, then fall, rise, then fall. Over and over. I counted them without meaning to. Like if I stopped paying attention, they might stop too. I didn't sleep much. Maybe an hour here and there. But mostly I just watched him, made sure he was still breathing, still here. Fear does that. Keeps you awake, makes you check and recheck. But love does too. And somewhere in that long, quiet night, I realized I already loved this dog I barely knew. This dog somebody else threw away. The days after were slow. Teddy got stronger, but not all at once. He flinched sometimes. Loud sounds scared him. If I moved my hand too fast, he'd pull back. Like he was waiting for something bad to happen. That hurt to see. What someone did to make him expect that. But he ate, little by little. Just a few bites at first. Then more. He drank water. Lifted his head when I came into the room. He started following me with his eyes wherever I went. Then, after a few days, he followed me with his steps. Slow and careful, but he followed. One afternoon, I was sitting on the couch and he was lying near my feet. I said his name. Teddy? His tail moved, just once, a small thump against the floor. I laughed and cried at the same time. Couldn't help it. Charles stopped by often, brought dog food, sat with Teddy while I ran errands. Dr. Aris checked in every few days, called to see how he was doing. Jeff never did, never called, never came by, never even asked. That told me everything I needed to know about him, and everything I needed to know about Teddy's future. Spring came, the snow melted, the world turned green again, and Teddy filled out. His ribs stopped showing, his fur grew back thick and soft. But the biggest change was his eyes. They weren't empty anymore. They weren't tired. They were alive. Now he sleeps at the foot of my bed every night. Warm, safe, alive. People say I saved him. Neighbors, friends, even strangers when I tell the story. But that's not the whole truth. Teddy survived because he held on when most wouldn't. Because Charles helped without being asked. Because Dr. Aris cared enough to open his door early. Because one cold morning, I chose not to walk away. Sometimes that's all it takes. One choice. One life. I think about that morning a lot. About how close I came to just keeping my head down and walking past. About how different things would be if I had. But I didn't. And now Teddy's here. Curled up next to me, breathing steady and strong. Winter tried to take him, but love wouldn't let it.